Hey there, Grimmsters! Welcome back to AFTERBUZZ TV's Grimm After Show. We're talking about Season 5, Episode 20, Bad Night. Let's get started.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Grimm time at AFTERBUZZ TV. Woo! Yay! I'm super excited. Real quick introductions. You know me. I'm Zach Wilson, your host. Tauri Miller's here.
Hey, I'm Tauri Miller. You can find me at Tauri JT.
Yael Tygiel's here.
Yael's here. That's it.
But that's not what I'm so excited about. I am super pumped to welcome Shaun Toub. Toub.
Everybody does that.
Yeah. But Shaun Toub, thank you for joining us. Welcome to AFTERBUZZ TV.
I feel like this is a nightclub or a house music and boom, 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 dance.
I would dance to the Grimm theme.
Oh, thank you.
I would do it. If they had a club remix of the Grimm theme, I would break dance on the floor. I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah,
careful.
So,
Good to know.
But yeah, thanks for joining us. People may know you as Bonaparte or the leader of Black Claw.
Yes.
We are to be scared of you, I think is the idea.
Well, not really. I'm just maybe misunderstood a bit. But
I feel like as
I'm really
Caresite,
deep down, you know, I'm a nice guy, and I just want the best. I want the history to be right.
just you want the truth.
Absolutely. That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
Well, the fans are totally agreeing with Black Claw. All of a sudden, all the fans are like, I kind of see where Black Claw's coming from.
I'm scared of our chat. But before we dive further into this episode, we gotta start, as we do every week, with the quote that opened the episode.
Yeah.
We have to distrust each other. It is our only defense against betrayal. I'm staring daggers at Yael right now.
Yeah, usually that's you do it a lot deeper. Do it again.
take two.
Unnecessary, but
Okay.
that was a quote from Tennessee Williams.
Thank you.
Nice.
Did you Google that?
I did.
See, I know that.
Yeah, there's a lot of Googling for these quotes.
Yes.
But we haven't had a Tennessee Williams quote. We had a bunch of, like, in a row, we had multiples from the same person.
From Oscar Wilde?
Yeah, from Oscar Wilde. We've had a bunch of Mark Twain, but our first Tennessee Williams quote.
Nice.
But it's very appropriate because there's a lot of trust issues amongst the Grimm family right now. With Adeline leaving Nick behind,
Well,
but saying, I'm doing it to protect you.
yes. The letter, remember?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. I love the letter. It's like the disappearing magic words.
It's like Willem. What was her name? What was that other witch's name? It wasn't Wilhelmina. Was it?
Will I am.
Yeah, it was William.
Yeah, who I am.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Was it
Helen.
Henrietta?
Henrietta.
Yeah, Henrietta, yeah.
That's it. I knew it was a name.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, I mean, what Nick's really reeling with is Black Claw's blackmailing him. Or blackmailing Adeline to get her away from Nick.
Yeah.
But the big revelation was that they want Nick on team.
Yes.
Does Black Claw, like, they don't care about who they're working with at this point. They have, like, an end game to this war.
Well, Bonaparte is the, as I tweeted it actually, he's the puppet master, you know. So he's playing a chess game. So he's putting all the pieces together, and then he's just looking at the board and see what he can do to achieve what he wants, and he's looking for the checkmate. So he's basically, you know, he has the relationship with Shaun now. So Shaun just won, and he wants that power. He wants that person, you know, at the helm. And then, you know, he wants Nick to come on board as well. He wants that group to be as powerful as possible.
Yeah. As I'm learning, like, what this Bonaparte knows, apparently, that Napoleon Bonaparte and other people that would conquer the world didn't know, the key to world domination is Portland, Oregon.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I'm also the taller version of Bonaparte.
Are we going to
Napoleon.
find out that
Did you
they're
ever...
related?
on set, were you ever just like slipping your hand into your jacket and staying?
No, I actually I should have. That would be actually a cool thing to do.
Just hiding in the back
Next
of the
time.
set, staring
Yeah,
at
yeah,
Renard?
Next one.
I'm now imagining that. It's so good. It's just so good. That's how he walks into Adeline's office.
Yes.
This is a threat.
Yeah, I can put a French accent on that too, so it'd be even more interesting.
I mean, I'm very interested to learn.
Bonjour, Adeline. I am Bonaparte. I am here to conquer all.
Nick would just be laughing.
But,
Laughing all
he is the guy who's gonna.
Yeah.
He's the most powerful one.
Yeah.
But so where are we going with that? Yeah, go ahead. But
I think, Yael, did you?
Oh, I was just wondering if we're going to find out if Bonaparte is related to Bonaparte.
well, yeah, his grandfather was the neighbor of the son of the cousin
Right.
Oh.
of the French maid that used to work for Napoleon Bonaparte.
Right.
So they slept together, and then
Yeah.
that's my grandfather.
That makes sense.
Well, here's the thing. They've sort of been hinting at the idea that like all the wars, like the major wars of the past, past few centuries at the very least, were led by some kind of Wesen cause or had like some Wesen controlling it. So it seems very reasonable that Napoleon Bonaparte may have been a Wesen.
Absolutely.
What's the shortest Wesen?
You guys are crazy.
I think what's really interesting is when are we going to find out when Bonaparte, what Wesen he is?
Right.
And you will find out.
Oh.
And it's
I was literally that cut me
Yeah.
off because I was literally about to be like, well, what if he's like a royal or something? But if he's a Wesen, there's just lots of possibilities.
I mean, he is in charge of Black Claw. It's safe to assume he's Wesen.
Well, but if they are, but the royals are also within that world, and it sounds to me like Bonaparte's goal, the goal of Black Claw, is to stop hiding, and they want to just let Wesen live as Wesen. Who cares if the Kersite are scared? We are going to take charge. No,
yeah,
we
they
are
want
the
to take
powerful
charge. They
ones.
want to be, they want to be equal, and they want to dominate.
Yeah,
I mean, Bonaparte knows that he has the power, and he's really smart, and that's a very dangerous combination.
Yeah.
And when you know that you have the power, and he's the most powerful one, that's why everybody's really afraid of him.
He's a scary guy. When you came into this role, how much did they sort of give you at the beginning, and when you're just learning about the character? Were they he's the puppet master, he's smart, he's conniving? How much did they give you at the beginning?
It's a strange thing with me. Actually, not much. We had a conversation with the producers, the creators of the show, and we had a phone conversation about what they're thinking to do with the character and what he's meant to do. But it's interesting that for me, whenever I am connected to a character, and if I do, I immediately kind of sort of feel what he should be like. And I was, it's always worrisome for an actor when you go into a series that's been on for 5 years, and then you walk into this set and the family that they have been doing this for many, many years, and everybody knows their roles and everybody knows their characters. And it's sometimes worrisome whether or not you're doing the right thing. And I always ask the director, I said, is this the right avenue I'm going on? And Terrence actually was very, very nice, and he was like, you're on. He goes, this is the guy. He goes, you got it. Don't even question it. You got who Bonaparte is. So I'm blessed that way, that when the character talks to me, it makes it easy for me. I just feel his presence.
Yeah. What was it that you first connected to with the Bonaparte character? Was it the leadership, the desire to
the leadership,
yeah,
the desire also to be powerful and to control. He likes it. It's challenging for him. At the same time, it's fun because at times you see him being very charming, he's also, he's sort of enjoying it actually.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
sometimes the phone calls, the way he's like he says it, it's not that he's just, saying orders. He actually is enjoying the process.
That's
Yeah.
scary. That's even scarier.
love
Like
the
it's one
way-
thing to like, oh, we have a cause. We need to get like this done, no matter what the stakes are. It's like, no, this is gonna be fun, you
Yeah.
guys.
I love
Yeah.
the way he threatens Adeline. It's like, no, I'm just explaining to you how it's gonna be.
Yeah.
And you're just gonna deal with that.
Oh, it's going to be really interesting in the next episode. Really interesting.
This finale is gonna be nuts.
There's a conversation that takes place with Adeline that's you guys gonna really enjoy. I think it's gonna be very interesting. The fun thing is when characters are multidimensional characters. It's just so it's not. I never like to do anything that is just if it's a good guy or bad guy, whatever. Even if it's a bad guy, there's some humanity in every character. Now, even if he's a Wesson, if he is, but the idea of it is also, as an actor, is also for me fun to jump into a character that is interesting for the audience. Like for example, like when I did Homeland, the character was supposed to start off as a really, just a badass, but he evolves into other things. He evolves into a charming but interesting yet evil yet intelligent. So it's interesting to have that, in a character. I think the audience is more, would enjoy it more that way rather than just one-dimensional bad guy.
Yeah. I mean, that's been the whole thing with Black Claw. The more we learn about their cause, the more like the people, like Yael was saying, like the chat is the chat still positive? They're on Black Claw's
There's
side.
a big argument going on as to whether they're on Black Claw's side or HW's side. Because I mean, Black Claw we talked about this before. They kind of have a point. They are the underdogs. They're the people who need to come out. Mm-hmm. It's really hard to not be on that side.
It's an irony that I think that we've seen with Wesson, where they are the most powerful beings on the planet. They're much stronger than, and in a lot of cases smarter than the humans that are around them, but they're forced because of the council or the royals or whatever body is governing them to live in the shadows, which is what they keep saying, we're out of the shadows.
Yeah.
Yes, which is that's what they want. They want to just be out there.
And that message is very reasonable. It's the murders and stuff that people are like, no.
Yeah.
I mean, also the fans are really upset with Bonaparte because he is destroying Nataland.
He is. He's ripping apart. He's just like taking a cannon to our ship.
I mean,
I'm not really not me. I mean the character.
Yeah.
Don't jump on the street and stuff and say you Bonaparte. No, there is a reason why he's doing what he's doing.
Yeah. Well, he sees like it's like part of that. It's necessary for the cause. Like he needs Renard to succeed. He needs this powerful chess piece in place. And if the king doesn't have a queen at his side,
and
how is he going to
Adeline
get across the board?
And Adeline has been a little shady in the past, as I recall.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So it's like,
Adeline
I mean, she's
shady.
not a sweet little girl either.
Yeah.
So,
But she's trying to turn over a new leaf. She's trying to do good. And
then Bonaparte comes along.
The world just doesn't want to let her.
I just want to know if his plan is, because he wants Nick to join Black Claw. Does he imagine this like Three's Company situation where they're raising the kids? Is that what he wants? Because if Nick joins Black Claw, then we have this triangle with Renard and Adeline and Nick and their kids. I mean, I'm all for it, especially because I can think of a fourth person that needs to join that group.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And that would be Yael.
No. Meisner, because he's in love with Adeline.
but we don't know if he's Kissite or if he's Wesson.
That's true. Yeah, but he's still aware of the world the same way that they
That's
are.
what's so interesting about Meisner is like, how did you get into this world? You can't be human.
Well, Bonaparte, that's a good question, actually, that you have. Because I always wondered, why is Bonaparte doing this and bringing Nick in? And so what's going to happen? But I guess, he's using the kids, obviously, another piece that he's using. So he's figuring out that by using the kids, maybe he can kind of split Adeline into two relationships, almost.
Yeah.
But we'll find out.
I mean, she's sort of being forced into a love triangle
Yeah.
at this point. Like, we catch up there and she's like finally got her 2 kids in the same place.
Well, Diana has a lot to do with this.
Yeah, Diana's.
Diana.
What if Diana is
Diana.
like manipulating everybody and like it's like
She's
even
the head of
Bonaparte's
Black
like.
I tell you, that child, even on the set, was scary to look at times. I mean, she is so amazing, but she will give you a look, and you'll be like, "Oh God."
No, I'm okay. I'm gonna go to my trailer. It's fine.
You're not the first person to tell us that actress is creepy looking.
No, I mean, she looks exactly. First of all, she's like a mini me of Adeline.
Yeah.
So
She
it's-
looks like their chill up.
Oh,
their
you
child.
have
Like,
to see them in person when they sit right next to one another and they both smile. It's crazy. You're like, what?
Good job casting
Oh,
department.
amazing, and she's really a good actress. I mean, at her age, she is really good, and she hasn't really done much, but she's so good in the role. And I think that, well, I won't say anything about next season.
So much to talk about there. But yeah, I mean, what I think is really interesting about this episode is that this is the first time we've really seen Adeline express her feelings for Nick, like in full, and it's not even to Nick; it's to other people. But like, she admits like she loves him, which
Yes.
like, I mean, after you have a kid with somebody and then you're like basically holed up with them and nobody else for months on end.
Is that how love works?
Yeah.
So,
Well, that'll
It's
speed the
Stockholm
relationship along. Like,
so she says that she loves Nick.
Oh.
I mean, Adeline is a master
am-
manipulator, especially Hexenbeast Adeline, which she recently got her powers back, and they're back in full force.
Which we saw when she was approached by Shaun.
Oh yeah,
Approached.
I'm unhappy with
Yeah.
with Shaun.
Yeah, Yael and I talked about this before the show, and that he basically was about to assault her. Like, that's essentially
I
what was
don't-
happening. No, because he was
Well-
like, I'm going to take what I can get.
Yeah.
And he, like, lurches over her.
He's in her
and
bedroom.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh no, we're a relationship now. No.
Yeah.
She still has the right to say no without having to throw things.
Oh, that's creepy. I mean, it was creepy in the moment, but like, yeah, it's.
Sometimes the show has a little
Well,
bit of a
See what I mean? Adeline is not all what you think. Come to my side. Come, come to Bonaparte.
Here's an interesting thing though, because like we saw Diana like manipulate the two of them to hold hands.
Yes.
And neither one of them, they both admitted like they didn't want to.
Oh.
How much do you think Diana is manipulating Renard at this point? Like, if she's smart enough and evolved enough that she could manipulate his voice on the phone, like she did to Adeline, could like force the two of them to hold hands, and they were both sort of smiling when they did it. Like, that's more than just like she physically made their hands go.
Right.
Right.
She made them want to hold hands. Like,
Oh, she has powers, though.
yeah, like she could be like full on like
She has
Jean
evolved.
Grey level like manipulation, where it's like, no, you want to do this, like,
No,
but evil Jedi powers,
Right.
evil
Yeah.
Jedi mind trick. You want to sleep with your ex.
she's the evil Jedi. But no, she has powers, and she's going to use it, and she will. She's evolved. She has evolved and into this beast.
Yeah, because she's just seemed way too okay with Black Claw. Like Bonaparte might be. I almost called him Napoleon. Bonaparte might be.
Conrad.
Yeah, Conrad.
Tallpolian?
Yeah.
Tallpolian?
He might be like in charge, but like she seems like she's pulling the strings here. Like, she doesn't seem to mind. She effectively got kidnapped from HW's care and wasn't even fazed by it.
Well, I brought her in, as you remember when I walked in with her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Into this. So there is at this time there is a relationship, but I don't think Napoleon. I think, now you killed me. And I don't think Bonaparte trusts her at all. That little child.
Andrew Malone,
He doesn't trust anybody.
Andrew Malone in the chat says it'd be cool to see Diana and Adeline fight Eve. I think it'd be cool to see Diana fight anyone.
I mean,
Yeah.
Diana versus Eve would be. I mean, you've got two of the most powerful Hex and Beast on the planet.
Yeah.
Going head to head because they both got their like extra level powers from a different source.
Yeah.
I can just tell you in the next episode, the 2-hour episode, there's so much going on. There's so much action.
Oh man.
There is so
excited.
much going on as far as physically as well. It's going to be interesting.
Do you get to do a fight scene?
Well, can I answer that? Yes, I guess I could. Yes, you will see, but don't forget, Bonaparte is very powerful, so he doesn't need to do a lot.
Right.
Yeah, he makes other people fight for him.
Well, he'll get his hands dirty at some point.
Oh, maybe he's a Zauber beast.
We only really have had one Zauber Beast on
Right.
the show. Well, two if you count Kelly.
We don't know that Kelly is a Zauber beast.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, Bernard seems to imply that he would be because he says Kelly is one of us.
Yeah. But anyway, go on. I just don't think that you can assume Kelly's a baby.
My God, you guys know so much about the show. It's amazing.
Oh, it's,
Swear to God. It's like I feel like I should go back to the pilot and just start watching it
Correct.
and make sure I didn't miss anything there.
Well, we have to know all.
I
the
tell you a
different-
good story if you want.
Yeah, please.
Absolutely.
Because I said about the pilot. Of course, Shaun knows. For the pilot, Sasha and I were up for the same role, for the captain.
Really?
And it was between him and I, and we were meeting with Sean Hayes and everybody else. That's like 5 years ago.
Wow.
And how interesting, huh?
Yeah.
And then, so he got the role because he was a better actor, obviously. And then,
Just the height.
He just ripped his shirt off.
yeah,
in the
that's
audition,
right.
and
What
that's-
are you saying? Hold on a minute. No,
Wait, do we get a shirtless scene of Bonaparte?
you might. But no, so it's so interesting. Yeah, so 5 years later, we were in the scene together. It was really fun. I got to say something about the show. I'm sure you've heard it, but such good people. One of the best experiences. I've been doing this for like 29 years now, so 100 episodics and 30 films. But it is such good people, so nice, so welcoming. The cast, the crew, the producers, everybody. And Portland is just, if you guys haven't visited Portland, you should if you want to eat. The food is insane, and that's why all the cast, they almost all of them have a house there now. So they love it so much. It's such a great place.
Yael's been.
To hang out with the cast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tari and I still haven't been up to
Aren't
Portland.
they nice?
True.
They're the best.
Road trip.
Honestly, they're in real life. They're David, everybody, all of them.
We've had
They're
almost all of them
so
here.
nice.
Yeah. Tari and I are gonna road trip.
Yeah,
to
yeah.
Portland.
You should honestly. It's fantastic.
Everyone is saying hashtag shirtless rage. So yeah.
All right,
But speaking
bring
of
it on.
Portland has a new mayor because he officially gets elected.
Yes.
In this episode, and it was so weird when it's like, no, Adeline, go on stage. Like it's like I don't think she was expecting that.
I said, get up there.
And what choice does she have? It's a
Absolutely.
room full of people cheering, and she has no choice but to smile at the cameras and hope that nobody takes her out.
The best part is Diana's dirty looks at Rachel.
Oh yeah.
Diana's,
Oh my God.
She's like, I know what you did to my father.
Oh my God.
That's what she's saying with those eyes.
Oh my God, that look. I tell you, I was standing there and I was like, "Oy." Oh.
She's like, Rachel, would you step outside with me, please? While I throw you, like, she like wants to kill her.
She will.
Yeah.
Well, well. They will have a conversation.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Diana and
I like the idea
Rachel
of
will
Diana.
have a
being,
conversation.
we need to have a conversation.
Yeah.
Tetherball courts, 3 o'clock.
And the way she talks to people is not a good thing.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
It's real scary.
Grimmaniac says, spoiler alert, everyone is shirtless in the finale.
Oh.
Everybody.
Yeah.
No shirts in here. But what the
And everybody dies.
Wait, no.
Everybody. There'll be no show next season.
what's really tough about the scene is Nick's reaction to it, because he is like watching live as they're like, this wonderful family.
Yes. Yes, you feel for him because he, Adeline is holding his baby.
Yeah.
And that's beside Diana. Diana's in his, but the Kelly.
Yeah, and even worse is that Renard, he is now back to enemy status that from season one, doesn't just say my girlfriend or like my children, plural.
Yes.
He just said that Kelly was his child, and earlier in the episode,
the love
he's like,
of my life.
I will raise him as my own. It's like, no, that is our baby.
Yeah, that scene says a lot.
Yeah,
it really does.
Just that moment it's so tough to watch. I know every Natalie supporter out there is with me in like the pain that I felt, and then I'm sure that we all did.
Additionally, who is standing next to him as he's watching this? Because they're in HW watching this be announced. Meisner.
Trouble.
Why would Trouble care?
Eve is also there.
Regardless, Meisner is watching the woman he loves also with the guy that she's with.
Unconfirmed.
No, confirmed. He loves her, and he's there, and I think, because Nick is also there. No, I'm done.
I should explain,
what's happening here?
I should explain, Yael is in love with Meisner.
I see that. I got that one, yeah.
Meisner's in love with
because
Adeline.
the way she was talking about it, because that bitch is in love with Meisner. I mean, she only didn't say the bitch word, but
I didn't say it. I thought I did.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
But I mean, I think like Nick and like it has to be even weirder having Eve, not Juliet, standing there, and she had like Trouble called her out at one point in the episode, and like, what would Juliet think? And Eve was like, I don't go there. So she does have that thought process of like what Juliet might have done in these situations. There's enough left of Juliet in there. That she might think that way or be able to access that way.
Samuel in the chat says, speaking of which, did you catch the Eve look? Maybe it's just me, but I was thinking it could have been their baby. People are talking about how Juliet is coming through, and Juliet might be coming back.
I mean,
which Juliet though?
Ooh.
Excellent question.
Do you know?
What was the question?
Which Juliet? Well, there's our nice veterinarian Juliet,
right,
from the first several seasons, and then there's Hexenbeast Juliet, who's just batshit insane. That's her.
Language. I mean, she's crazy.
Yeah, she's real cray.
Bitch is cray.
She was willing to kill like everybody in the original.
Girl, she would have killed everybody.
Kelly.
She needs to be medicated.
She needs to be Eve-ified.
Yeah, she needed to be beaten and senseless by Meisner until she was just
Absolutely.
Meisner, my love.
Yeah.
Yes.
Correct.
Meave.
Meave.
But yeah, I mean, there's a lot going on in this episode because meanwhile, Hank and Zuri are like, they're just getting down to business.
Zuri.
Yeah.
Zuri, who is like full turncoat, like in this, and like it, like we don't have to recap everything, but like Tony is involved too. Tony and Zuri, just like the worst, like team.
So go ahead.
Oh, I'm glad that he came back.
Yes.
Like I would have been really bummed if his only purpose after like weeks and weeks of buildup was to get his fingers broken and disappear forever. So I'm glad that one, he turned out to be Black Claw, and two, that like he's also apparently a crazy hacker.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's seemingly a relatively large part of Black Claw, that they're like sending him out on missions like this.
Yeah.
They're very important to the operation.
His fingers were broken and he was walking around like this.
I love that. Individual splints on each finger.
Like that. I mean, yeah, if you broke all your fingers.
I mean, I would put it in a cast, really. I'd rather have these metal things on it.
It looks crazy.
It does look crazy.
Maybe that's why he was like, you're going to have to give me some time to hack this phone because he has to do it all one
Bad
handed.
boy. And he's probably right-handed, so it just took him longer.
But yeah, I mean, Zuri yelled out that she loved Hank at one point. It's just like smack her. Like,
Wait, he did?
yeah.
He actually did.
I like that he hit her. I also really like the interrogation because we get the exact same interrogation that we got that last time, and we didn't have to see the whole thing where Eve makes her unable to speak while Meisner gets a cup of coffee.
Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and you cannot travel both. Mouth shut.
I really like that special effects.
Yeah.
That one was
Yeah.
a cool one, wasn't it?
It's super cool.
You
'cause,
don't
like,
need
the
your mouth.
Yeah.
So,
And we know the next thing, eyes.
my wife wants to do that to me many, many
No,
times.
I think ears are second.
We're your second.
I don't remember.
No.
Either way, by third, like, you're not hearing anything, you're not seeing anything, you can't speak. Scary.
I love when we see that because Eve is doing it and Trouble is like, yeah, this is going to be great. So good.
I mean, because she tried to hurt Hank. You don't hurt Hank.
You don't mess with the Scooby Gang.
Yeah.
True. Unless you're at
And
it.
Trouble's
Or
full on
Bonaparte.
into the Scooby Gang in this episode. Nick is trusting her, even as a member of HW,
With the stick.
the stick of destiny. I don't
But
know what
don't you
else
love Hank? He can slap the person and they're out.
Yeah.
All of a sudden they switch.
Yeah.
He slaps them so hard that they come back to.
I don't care if you're Jaguarte. Bam!
Yeah.
Down.
Yeah. He's good like that.
And I do think it was an interesting point that Hank could see when Tony vogued, when he became a cock and cough.
A what?
I believe it's a cock and cough.
Ah.
Cock and cough? Something like that.
Don't look at me.
Have you
Those words are.
have you had to pronounce any crazy German?
Oh my God. Oh my goodness. In the last episode, when I am speaking to someone very important actually, someone that you guys really want to know what's going to happen to him. But yeah, I had to use, because I didn't know the words, and you have to say these German words are like, what?
That's just letters.
It's like craziness.
So let me analyze that. We'll figure out
Yeah,
what that is.
Don't worry, Grimmaniac's on it.
Yeah.
Did they just give you a dialect coach at that point?
No. TV is fast, so it's not like film that you have so much time. So when you get it, you just got to get on it and move on and do it the best you can, and hopefully you get it right. So, no, actually, Nick was very sweet. He was trying to tell me how to pronounce his words. So.
You got to go to Silas and Monroe. Like
Yeah.
he's the one. Like, isn't he supposed to have all the German?
It's between him and Bree now. They share them.
Yeah, they're just like encyclopedias.
Rosalie gets to say everything.
But it's funny because if you talk to the script supervisor and some of the actors, each of them and the director, sometimes each of them pronounce it differently. So you're like, which one do I pick?
I feel like that's fair, at least from the cast,
Yeah.
because the cat, like, they would all say them wrong.
Yeah, no,
Like-
because each of them they say it differently, and I was
Yeah.
like, okay, who do I pick?
Because even Monroe, like, not all of the Wesen are from Germany and Europe.
Right.
Like, a lot of them are from, like, South America, so they have a more Latin flavor
Yes.
to the pronunciation.
Right.
Like a Jaguarte, which I'm sure I'm mispronouncing, but it's I believe it was Peruvian or Brazilian Wesen.
Yeah.
Grimmaniac says it is Keckenkopf.
Kopf. That was it.
PF.
Yep. Kakenkopf.
Kekunkopf.
I'll get it one
German
day.
for poop head.
That's
Oh,
that's actually true.
Because he's a dung beetle,
Yeah.
Dankeschön. For our
Si,
German
senor.
friends.
Si, senor.
Hi.
But I want to go back to Nick giving Trouble the stick because it's so big. Like everything that they're building.
Excuse me? What the hell are you?
just
What
to
kind
be-
of show is this?
Just to be
Different
clear,
scene.
I did
Oh
not say
yeah,
that.
Nick's stick is so big. What?
I didn't say it, just to be clear. But I thought it.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a way to say this now that's not
Yeah.
dirty.
Come on, Zach. He just wants to give it to Trouble.
He wants to give her a stick.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, he wants
All right.
I like that
Everybody
she's the
calm
only
down.
one that knows where it is.
Yeah.
his
Yeah.
stick.
Yes.
Yes. That's how they have a child together.
The stick
Yeah.
is. I mean, this is the biggest, most powerful magical object in existence. They're slightly building like. Trouble points out that it seems to be broken off from something, which seems to like they're talking about. It's people. The Crusaders would have believed it has the power of God.
Right.
I mean, it lends more fuel to the theory of the breaking off it that it's a piece of the cross. I personally don't
Or
buy
the
into
Spear
that.
of
but-
Destiny.
The Spear of Destiny.
Yeah. Yep, we're in agreement. It's
yeah.
possibly from the Spear of Destiny.
I still think the rod of a Schlepius.
Could also
Schleppies,
be Yggdrasil.
Ispalius, Montpelius. Yes.
I mean, that's the worst I've done with like any word is like trying to pronounce ancient Greek.
I'll forget it. I don't even try.
Lydia says it's the Elder Wand. So,
Oh, all right.
I mean, the thing is, like, it's clearly like this is probably where the myth of a magic wand would have been built from, because who knows? Like, we've seen it heal somebody.
yes.
That it performs miracles, but who knows what else it is doing or what else it is capable of. It gives life. It could just as easily be used to take life away.
Right.
And imagine if Bonaparte gets a hold of it.
No, I don't want to. I'd rather not.
I mean,
Think about that.
I mean,
don't want to.
you could very easily like. I mean, we don't know the limits of this thing. You could Wanda Maximoff it and no more Vessin in season 6, and
Nice.
nobody, like, no one has powers anymore. I don't
Yeah.
think that's where they're going, but it could happen. Is all I'm saying.
That'd be the end of the show.
I've got
It'd
predictions.
be a cop show.
Yeah, Season 6 is just a police procedural. Nick solving
Yeah.
crimes.
And they finally cross over with SVU.
Exactly.
Yes. Just to talk about that part for a moment, I thought it was a really significant moment in that I felt like that was the first time Nick felt like he wasn't going to come back from a mission. So he was passing this knowledge on because he's like, this is my last ride. You gotta like protect the legacy of whatever this stick is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also really enjoyed that he reminds us that who knows about the tunnel and that no one knows that the stick is there,
Yeah.
aside from Now Trouble.
I mean, there's
Yes.
definitely. Like I said, I have a prediction based on this, but I'll save it for predictions at the end of the show.
I just want to make sure we touch on the fact that it seems that HW is now compromised. I believe Black Claw said they now know where it is.
Yeah. They traced Zuri there.
Because she was taken in.
Oh yeah, they know where HW's HQ
Yeah.
is.
Unnecessary.
That's what Bonaparte said.
Yeah. So
If we know where she is, then we know where they are.
yeah, I mean, it could be as simple as they planted a tracker in her. Like that was Bonaparte's crafty. He could have set the whole thing up just to get her taken in and captured.
Could be because he was very relaxed when he had the phone conversation with her. You know, just go ahead and just go with it.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't, as I said, he's just planting the seeds and placing the, you know, he's using them for the board. You know, the pieces. So she was another piece. He doesn't
Yeah.
care. So as long
Yeah.
as he gets what he wants.
Yeah, to me, it just like came off like he's like, all right, you're getting captured. We got 4 more.
Yeah.
Like,
Takes me to my
don't care about you.
prediction.
Uh-oh. I'm loving this. I can't hear. You know, I can't wait to hear all these predictions.
Yeah. Are you gonna save it?
I'm saving it.
All right. Well, let's move forward so we have enough time at the end. We got real quick. Wu is seemingly he has like some control over his
Madness.
Voga, whatever it is. Like
Yeah.
it's sort of
His stress.
Yeah.
And he like can't really talk in it. He really does go primitive. And I think that's going to become very big next week, like in next week's episode, because as Renard said, our world will be more violent, more primitive, but that is the only way to true progress. The only way to move forward is to go backwards and just become violent and hateful, I guess.
Totally.
Totally.
Reasonable.
All for it.
But should we do predictions?
Yeah,
Let's do it.
I think we have to.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
All right. So, yeah, do you want to go first?
This is spooky. Go ahead.
Okay, I hate my prediction so much, but I don't think Meisner's going to survive the finale. No. And I have a feeling that it will be at Bonaparte's hands.
Hit that dun 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 button.
Nope, he missed
Dun
it.
dun
It's too late.
dun. There we go.
There it is.
All right.
I'm heartbroken at my own prediction.
Thank you, Steve.
This is horrible. I have to sit here and listen to this, and I can't say anything.
Yep,
I can't
correct.
say anything. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Zach, your turn.
Zach.
So I think Nick is going to be very close to death at some point in the episode, and Trouble is going to grab the stick, and she's because it can heal him. But what we're gonna learn is that I also hate my prediction a little bit. The stick, it doesn't just heal, it transfers like life force. So like Nick was fine, he's a Grimm, so he can recover enough. So like when he healed Monroe, because he was holding it at the time, like he was fine. But if Nick is like full on, just like ripped to shreds by who knows what or how many Vessin, and Trouble heals him, brings him back from the brink of death, Trouble dies in exchange for Nick.
How dare you?
You like
I didn't
Trouble?
say I liked it.
do.
I said I think it could happen.
I also, if we're going to talk about deaths, I also think we're losing Renard. I think he's
Yeah.
got to die.
I mean, if we are gonna, if the rumor stands and we lose a main cast member,
Yeah.
now he's evil.
Yeah. He's crossed the
But
line.
if we are gonna lose him, I think we're going to lose him as we find out that all of this has been manipulation, like by Diana.
This is so good. And what do you think is going to happen to Bonaparte?
I don't.
Any predictions?
I mean, he could die, but I feel like that's too easy. He's too smart for that. I feel like he's gonna escape. If our team wins, I think he escapes. But
Yes, I have a really good one. Go.
but Vessin are outed to the world in the last moments of the season.
All right. I actually think that Diana is going to kill him because I think that she's this big tool that he's like, oh man, I'm going to use her so good, and then he's ultimately going to stand in her way, and she's going to take him out and be more powerful than he thought that she would be.
I think that he's going to do something that will affect her parents, and she's going to be real angry and drive him crazy. The way that that happened to Octopus Head, where he lost his mind.
So you're saying that Diana is more powerful than Bonaparte?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, no, Bonaparte's the best. Please don't hurt me.
Totally. Yeah.
I'm super excited to find out what Bonaparte is and what part he has to play in this.
Rachel Wood's also going to die, just to be clear. No offense.
Yeah,
Sorry.
probably.
Sorry, Anne.
Well, yeah. I just imagine a scene where Diana just screams and everyone in the room's heads blow up.
I love it. I
that'd be
love
great.
it.
Well, I want there's so much more we could predict, and I want to hear all of your guys' predictions in the comments below on YouTube or on iTunes. We don't have time for iTunes because I want to take a few minutes to talk to Shaun about like your experience on Grimm. Like you've already shared some anecdotes with us. Like what else have you been working on? Like because this would have filmed a few months ago. Right?
Yeah, we just I got back from Portland actually just a few weeks ago. So I mean,
wow.
TV is pretty quick. So just a couple of weeks ago, I think 3 weeks ago, I finished it, and then I have a movie out called Papa, which is Hemingway in Cuba, which is the life story of Hemingway, the last few years of his life. It's the first American production that has been shot in Cuba. The entire movie was shot in Cuba. It's a true story. The last few years of his life, with Mary, with his third wife, and before his passing, and that is in theaters now still. If you guys catch it, it would be great. I think you'll enjoy it. If you're a Hemingway fan, you will enjoy it for sure, because nobody has ever said this part of the story with the revolution and everything. Shooting in Cuba was amazing. it's beautiful. It's just incredible, and it's, of course, Cuba is changing, which I think is good for the people. But it was a hell of an experience to go there for we went there 3 years ago, then 2 years ago to finish it. It was a passion project with Giovanni Ribisi, Minka Kelly, Jolie Richardson, and Adrian Sparks is Hemingway. And I have a movie coming out in August called War Dogs with Bradley Cooper and Jonah Hill and Miles Teller.
Yeah.
It's Todd Phillips' film, and I don't have a big part in it, but it was a lot of fun to do, and people are loving it. They're screening it now at the Warner, and the people are really loving it. And there could be news about me going back to Homeland. Mr. Majid Javadi is possible, and we are in talks, and we're hoping that could happen. But there's a couple other things going on, and if you guys follow me on Twitter at ShaunToub.com, Shaun Toub, just the handle, or Instagram, and we'll send you a lot of information, including what's going to happen with Bonaparte. I have pictures to show.
Ooh,
Nice.
So
This week is gonna be interesting. And we'll give some information out.
Yeah, so definitely
Put some teasers
keep an
out.
eye out later in the year for War Dogs. And
Yes.
right now, so Papa is out right now.
Papa is out right now. Still, it's in 100 theaters, and so it's audiences are loving it. They're at, I think it was at 85%. Audiences are loving the film. As I said, especially if they're Hemingway fans, and it's good. It's great. So
Great.
we keep on working.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it.
Thank you. I'm excited to see the finale of Grimm. I think that the directors did a very, very good job on this, and even the last one, I swear, the last hour when I got the script, I was like, there's no way these guys are going to be able to shoot it in 8 days or 9 days. They need like 11, 12 days for this, because there's so much action, there's so much happening in this. But they are masters at that. It's after 5 years, so it's going to be great. The audiences, you're going to love it, I assure you.
All right, we're so excited.
Yeah.
Can't wait. The clock is already ticking, getting us to next Friday. And until then, guys, I want to thank you so much for joining us here at AfterBuzz TV for the Grimm After Show. Thank you, Shaun, again for joining
Thank
us.
you.
It's been a real pleasure having you
I
in
appreciate
studio.
that. Thank you for having me. It's been fun.
Yeah. So until next week, you can keep talking Grimm to us on Twitter, on YouTube in the comments, or leave us a note on iTunes. You can find me on Twitter at @ZachWilson. Tauri.
You can find me at Tauri J, TauriJay.
You can find me online at Yael.tv. That's YAEL.tv. I'm also on Twitter, Instagram, everywhere at Yael Tygiel. That's YAELTYGIEL. And I have a podcast. It's free. It's on iTunes. It's called Intimate Interrogation. Sometimes it's dirty. Yay!
And you can find me at SHAUNTOUB. I didn't know how to spell it. Okay, but SHAUNTOUB.
All right, guys. Once again, thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back next week for the finale of season 5. Have a good night.
Enjoy.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.